How's everyone doing today? Shankar right here, and today we're going to look at the Bitcoin price and see where it's headed. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor, so all this information is just for entertainment purposes only. And without further ado, let's dive right into the charts. Okay guys, so right now you can see I'm pulling up the S&P 500. So you can see right now we have a bearish divergence on the S&P. Just pull this up here, so you can see we have this bearish divergence here, and I'm bringing this up because we had this rally, this relief rally up, but we do have a lot of, this is a resistance zone from previous price action. So we do have resistance here, as well as you can see this bearish divergence. Now I did say, if we got to the 200-day, we could get a rejection, right? So we could even get a rejection from here and head lower, and then the 200-day will be maybe at this point, and then it would touch, and then we could head lower, right? So like I said, we are in a downtrend, so it wouldn't be surprising for us to see the price to get rejected here and make new lows. It's really wouldn't be that surprising. And again, let's look. We have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, and we've created a lower low. So this could be the start of the lower high against the previous resistance. That's perfectly, if you look at the chart, this is definitely, what the market is telling us, the structure. Just looking at it, not putting too many indicators on, we're in a downtrend. We're underneath the 200. The probability would be leaning towards shorts than longs, right? In my opinion, by analyzing the chart. So again, the reason why we look at the S&P is because a lot of the times Bitcoin does react the way that the stock market reacts. So this is why we also look at the S&P 500. All right, so just to for you guys to watch, I know a lot of people been buying the dip, but there is a possibility that we dip even further. So if you are going to be buying the dip, just layer in your buys, but we could be heading lower. That's definitely a possibility. Yeah. All right, so let's look at the total 3. So we haven't brought up the total 3 in a while. So right now we're sitting on support. So we have been sitting on support for a lot of these charts, altcoin charts. I showed you Ethereum yesterday. So we were sitting on support. Previously, we looked like we had this here that we were breaking out. We broke out, and we were anticipating to get higher highs, right? So we were saying, targets, our last targets were up here, but we play the levels. So if we look at the take profit levels, so these were some levels that were looking like you could take profit if you like. We were anticipating a test and then a move higher, but that did not happen. And now we've broken down, and if we drag this out, we are underneath the resistance here. So we have come up and had the relief, a nice rally, but we're currently underneath this resistance right here, right? So we could definitely come down, maybe even head in support more, or we can break up and then head higher to these areas. Now again, I don't think the bull market we're gonna be in a bull market. I think we'll get some rallies, but again, this could just be price rolling over and then heading even lower, because if the S&P 500 dumps even lower than it already has, I can anticipate altcoins, Bitcoin, and everything to maybe have a nice dump as well. All right, so let's look at our boy Bitcoin. Have a little sip. All right, so Bitcoin here. So we had this on. So we have the high, we have a low, we have a lower high, and we have a lower low. So we currently, yes, are in a downtrend, guys. Currently in a downtrend, and we at the theory. We had a theory here. Like I said, we were trading in this bear flag. So we're trading all in this bear flag. So this ascending channel here. And we were anticipating maybe a break above the channel. And at least for the price to get up here. And then, you know, maybe a bit higher for the end of this bull run. But that didn't end up happening. And as soon as we broke this, you know, targets, you know, were met. So we had targets down here. I think I had a lower target. You know, anything is a possibility. We broke down, and you know, we can come up all the way to 39k, but remember, we may get a bearish retest and head lower. So don't think we're gonna just come back in. If we come back in and we head higher, that'd be great. But what I'm watching for is when we break up like we are now, we're moving up. If we come up to this channel right here, we could get rejected. You know, and if we get rejected, that's just more confirmation of a bearish trend. So just keep that in mind as you guys are trading. So let's just add a couple other things to show why, you know, maybe the bottom could or could not be in, right? So normally when the hash ribbon, so the hash ribbons here, let me take out the hash ribbons for now. Actually, just minimize it. I guess not. So take out the hash ribbons right now, guys. Let's look at the NVT. So normally when the NVT is red, it's normally saying we're having bullish price action. So, you know, every time it's red, we've had some bullish movement. Anytime that it's gray, it has been bearish. So currently we are bearish on the NVT, and this can last for an extended period of time. It can last for months and it can last for years. So there's no indication on this, the NVT, that we're actually going to be heading in any bullish movement moving forward, right? So there's no indication of that. What I wanted to bring out was the hash ribbon as well. So I've showed the hash ribbon on Glassnode, but I'm going to show it to you guys here in case you don't have Glassnode. The hash ribbon is an indicator you can use on TradingView as well, so it doesn't look as nice as it does on Glassnode, but it gets the job done just the same. So you can search up hash ribbon. So you can see these little areas here. The red areas are normally times where, you know, the bottom is normally in, right? So normally when the hash ribbon crosses, miners are capitulating and the bottom is in. So if we look over here, or we're close to a bottom, right? So you look here, hash ribbon went, the bottom was over here, but this was a good time to accumulate. And the hash ribbon did go over here as well, actually. So you can see the hash ribbon in red. We had the hash ribbon, good time to accumulate. Hash ribbon came again, and then the hash ribbon came again over here. Great time to accumulate. So, and let me pull this up so you guys can see. All right, so you can see the hash ribbon. Yeah, so over here, the hash ribbon, if you bought here, would have been a perfect time to purchase. So whenever miners capitulate, the hash ribbon normally crosses and shows that there's a bottom, right? So we had the hash ribbon here in 2021, and it was completely red, and then when it flipped, it was go time. So now the dilemma that we have, and when a lot of people are saying the bottom in it is in, so like even here the hash ribbon flash and we just completely crash, is that the hash ribbon has not flashed red. We haven't had the hash ribbon, you know, flash red. So that's an indication to me that if we are in a bear market, maybe the bottom is not in yet, because the hash ribbon has been right 10 out of 11 times, and the one time it was wrong, it was only incorrect for about maybe a month, because we had this, you know, COVID crash here. We had this crash here in early 2020. So the hash ribbon flashed over here, December 19. Price was about 6K, and then it flashed again during the pandemic, and it flashed again right after. So anywhere here would have been a good time to buy because it was between 3 to 6K. But the reason why I'm bringing this up to your attention, guys, is because we have not flashed yet. So we could definitely head up here, but if we get rejected, we could actually take out these lows, or it may flash when we come back down here again, right? But yeah, so the hash ribbon has not flashed. So it's not. This is a very holy. This is a very important indicator, as it has proven its success rate 10 out of 11 times. So this is very important, that if you're on the sidelines, I have not purchased any BTC yet. I'm just waiting. I'm not convinced that we have actually bottomed out, and a lot of people saying max pain has met, and max pain doesn't matter what we feel. Max pain moves every day. It's not just a number. It changes as a market condition changes. So max pain at 66K is going to be different at 45K, is going to be different at 30K. Max pain doesn't just stay at a number. So just keep that in mind, that anything can happen. And the fact we haven't had the hash ribbon flash, it's to me indicating that we haven't had our bottom yet. We could definitely, this could definitely be the bottom, but it's an indication to me, if we go up, we may come back down to these levels anyways, and I would rather actually see the price increase. If I miss the move, it comes back down and then it flashes at the same price. At least I feel safer and buying in a place of strength, where the hash ribbon hasn't flashed, and then we could come down another 10-20%. So yeah, I'd rather just wait a little bit. So yeah, so I just want to talk about that hash ribbon and the NVT, and then lastly we have this Gaussian channel, guys. So if we look at this Gaussian channel on the 5-day chart, so the Gaussian channel, so we've broken underneath the Gaussian channel, and if we look over here in our history, breaking underneath the Gaussian channel is normally a good time to purchase Bitcoin. So anytime we're underneath the Gaussian channel, it's been a great time to purchase Bitcoin. So this would be a good time to purchase Bitcoin if you were just DCing in, just to DCA in a bit harder, right? So but like I said, over here we've broken under the Gaussian channel. If you buy here at 300, you would have been buying again at 2, which is fine, because now the price is at 30K, so that's 100x within like 8 years, right? So that's not too big of a deal. But in this moment, you would have been like, holy, I am down 36% from that purchase, or holy, I'm down 59% from if we take the top wick to the bottom wick. So we take the top wick to the bottom wick, that's 65%, right? So your mindset over here, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know that the price is gonna go up, right? Now we have confirmation that there's a higher probability that the price is always going to increase, but imagine, this is literally the first full bull run, and you buy at 300 or 400 and it goes down to 150. You might be a little shook. So just keep in mind that though it's nice to purchase underneath the Gaussian channel, where are we? Are we right now here, or are we here? So I'm not debating that it's a good or bad time, but if we can combine this with the hash ribbon, and if the hash ribbon hasn't flashed, maybe we're closer to this area, and when the hash ribbon flashes, maybe we'll be here, still underneath the Gaussian channel, still a good time to purchase. So just something to keep in mind as we are navigating these waters. All right. So that's really it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed constantly learning and getting better to provide you guys the best information and value so you can conquer and create wealth for yourself in this cryptocurrency market. Remember, we're just at the beginning, and we got decades and decades to enjoy this market, and the only way we can enjoy it is if we keep learning and, you know, reap what we sow and all that jazz. So anyways, guys, enjoy your day and take care. Thank you.